6, and if you work around the jungle looking for some of those walls to explode.
Yeah, if there was ever a champion you wanted to pair with an aggressive jungler, Qiyana, it might be it. She's so good in the river when you can get skirmishes started. So again, expecting kind of the tale of two clutches to continue here, with the top half being very aggressive, although Cody is taking a little bit more panache there in the bot lane with the Lucian. But everyone's going to spread out. Meteos and Lira will visit each other, and Meteos will give them the flag.
All right, message received, loud and clear. Do not pass the flag. Looks like OpTic defensive opening here. I don't think they want any early sort of invade going on. What side will Lira actually start on the Rek'Sai? I would expect red buff here, and then maybe an early visit, jungling up through to the top side to try and attack this Twisted Fate. Make the Twisted Fate play much, much further back. It's kind of hard for TF sometimes, auto-pushing wave for both of these top lane champions.
Definitely curious to see how the matchup kind of plays out. Huni has played a lot of different champions top lane in his stage games in his career. So I wonder if this is something he's seen, but see how it works out. Dhokla right now going to help Meteos with his camp, and Lira, as you expected, is going to start here on the red with help from Cody and Vulcan.
Jarvan's also getting a pull on the opposite red by Dhokla, so Twisted Fate will be late to lane. If you look at what Huni's doing right now, you can kind of see on the mini-map up there, he groups up the minions so that they try and focus fire one down, try and get them to receive more damage, so Dhokla will miss some by arriving late. But Dhokla didn't give a full leash on the red buff. He comes up, he gets experience just in time, no harm, no foul. He picks up most of those last hits. Meanwhile, Meteos transitioning straight from buff to buff here. Might make an early look.
Not sure if he got spotted either, depending on the path he took to get there. We can see the ward at the mouth of top lane. That's only, I think, now going to spot him. So he's actually looking top for a potential level 2 play. TF pretty good with pick a card at level 1, but Huni, of course, knows that Meteos is here, so he'll play back accordingly.
Yep, that ward, really good early defensive ward from Clutch Gaming. Once again, as we've seen very commonly, that early trinket ward, watching out for top side level 2 ganks. Is going to mean that Meteos wastes a few seconds there, but he got off the buff to buff start, and it's going to mean that Lira now will basically split the map. Whenever you do have vision like this, it's going to be right down the middle, and you have Meteos up there on the top half, Lira now taking over for the blue on the bottom side. Plus his bottom lane is pushed in, so it makes it very easy for him to continue on taking away these camps.
I think certainly a good decision in general for OpTic here, because we are expecting Lira to play so heavily towards his top half of the map. We'll see if that does change here. Vulcan and Cody Sun, at least early on, getting the push started. In fact, they're up 10 CS as this next wave is coming out. So the early push pressure and just the general strength of Lucian and Lux, certainly versus something like Tahm, Kench, and Sivir, is changing things up a bit in the bot lane for Clutch and working out in the early game at least.
Damonte here using WQ to get some CS for himself. Qiyana doesn't want to take too much early damage on in lane. Does a pretty good job there, finishing up the CS. Lira has had a much more efficient route clearing than Meteos because Meteos went for that gank. And Lira has been able to get everything on the bottom half of the map, including this extra Scuttle Crab. So that will be a very nice start for the Rek'Sai.
Crab down. Meteos of course took the one on the left, and he'll continue farming through his Raptors. We do see Damonte taking a recall because running pretty low on mana and did have the wave pushed up, so we'll grab 2 longswords and walk back to lane. Crown will likely take his base pretty soon as well. See how much of the wave he can get pushed out, but he does have teleport in case he wants to move out instead. So in general, OpTic looking to play a much slower first 15 minutes of this game. And while we are expecting Clutch to be more aggressive in the early stages of the game, they're not required to go all in at minute 4 or 5. But I'm expecting them to ramp up at some point, or maybe around something like a Rift Herald.
All right, a lot of that does depend on Lira. As you can see on the mini-map, he's slipping into enemy territory right now. Both junglers are on a crash course for this tri-brush. Will he get a ping off the Rek'Sai passive? Not quite close enough, I believe.
And that's actually maybe enough info to mean Huni's too far forward. Stun card into the EQ. Huni tried to flash over it, but he couldn't quite clear the gap. But now towards Lira he goes. Dhokla is here. Huni going to try and flame spit it down, and that's going to force Dhokla to commit his splash.
Great heads-up play there from Huni. Trying to flash towards his jungler because he knows Lira will be there to protect him if he can just get close enough, and ends up being a 1-for-1 flash, even though Meteos was first one to the gank. Making the best of a bad situation for themselves. Pushing the minion wave of it as well. Might deny one minion.
Dhokla did have to use Summoner, in fact commits both as he TPs back to the lane, and Damonte had the lane pushed in and was roaming towards the top side, so OpTic very responsibly decided to back away from any potential re-engage in the 2v2. But, you know, certainly a first little successful play for both junglers. I wonder if there'll be any revisit to top lane, given now that with no summoners, these are two pretty easy champions to pick off. And Meteos, once again, is first back to the area.
All right. Can Twisted Fate get close enough to land the gold card here? Huni has to be worried about those minion blocks. Meteos walking in, though, does see the control ward, and it is going to be a trade of vision.
That means Huni will likely play back. Lira, as we can see, is back down clearing the rest of his red side jungle, so it's not available right now. And Meteos decides not to commit too much. In fact, Lira is going to start up this Drake here, knowing that Meteos was just on the top half of the map, and his mid lane and bot lane are all pushing in.
Yeah, that's the big thing here. We have distinct recalls. Arrow just went for a reset on the Sivir, so he's walking back from base. That means Vulcan and Cody Sun can head up here at the extra DPS, as they've been destroying Arrow and Big in lane. They also get to earn the objective for the team. Mountain Drake will go over to Clutch.
I know that we heard from Vulcan like a week ago that Cody was the one voice of reason on the team, you know, the one saying no to maybe some of the more aggressive plays they've made. I guess the pressure of 4 other teammates has finally meant that Cody is playing a lot more aggressively, and as you mentioned, 22 CS ahead right now.
Yeah, the Lucian always so good into the Sivir, and Vulcan's been landing quite a few of those bindings, getting a lot of harassment down on Big and kind of whittling down at the possible answers here from Arrow and Big, but it has really resulted in some success here. Traditionally, people used to seeing Cody Sun on the super high scaling champions like the Jinx, like the Sivir, but this Lucian, a lot more early game power in lane, and they are putting it to work.
See if Clutch maybe even swapping over to playing everyone being aggressive, but for now, first blood still on the table, and that first bonus tower gold also up. Certainly lots to play for here as Meteos hanging out in the top half once again.
Got him.
Equalizer down. Dhokla just going to try and get counter-killed here by Huni, but the burn is pretty significant. Huni's still cutting away, but Lira actually going to arrive maybe in time. The wild card to find the snipe, though.
Huni. Sometimes it's kind of hard to dodge those wild cards as they're spreading out, and he walks into the lower third of them. Cut down on the end, almost was able to get out as once again Lira tried to head up there to turn it around. Lira actually, he's looking at a 2v1 before he went back to this replay. Let's take another look at it. Big thing about Rumble is the counter damage. You have to watch out. Dhokla is in risk of getting barbecued here. Huni though walks away, can't quite find the move speed to dodge the middle card there. And in the end, kill for OpTic. That is first blood. And they finally cash in on their attention towards the top half.
Yep, Meteos is rewarded for all his persistence there in the top lane. Crown, of course, is kind of busy farming things up, but he feels just fine. Damonte not really able to apply too much pressure, although he is at least pushing the lane and trying to get things moved out. It does seem like this success story is still here in the bottom half of the lane for Clutch, as Cody still sitting about 20 CS ahead as the waves will be traded. Not to mention the early Mountain Drake that they kind of got from the resulting pressure. The one death for Huni, not too bad. He's certainly seen worse games, but I wonder how much more attention Meteos is willing to pay here.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of work here after pushing up the minion wave. Gets those deep wards in for himself to get some more information for the side of Clutch. See if that pays some dividends. Meteos now back down to the bottom half of the map. This has been the area that Clutch has had a stranglehold on, though, with the power of the bottom lane. And now Damonte being level 8 on the Qiyana has first serrated Dirk for the lethality. This jungle is very dangerous territory for her. First damage from Qiyana is huge if you can reset the passive. Whoa, binding does land.
Yep, gonna get the ulti out. Lira actually just moving far enough forward to force Crown to commit the cooldown. And again, with Drake coming up in a minute 50, may open up more room here on Clutch for the bottom side.
Monte has water. element and is walking in towards the jungle.
Here's
Can he
Huni.
find Meteos?
Again, EQ targeting root. There's Spring Display of Talent. Finds the stun on the wraparound, and Damonte able to grab the kill.
Yeah, just as you say, you can cast the Elemental Wrath during the Audacity. Heads in with the water element. EQ, full burst damage, and just for good measure, Huni's going to add Element of Fire, which Qiyana doesn't traditionally have control of. So they've got all of them. And they've got Captain Planet here, taking down Meteos.
All right, well, Huni gonna move back to the top lane and actually keep up a pretty healthy CS lead for himself, so did not cost himself too much to make this little roam down.
There we go, Damonte sneaks around, no reaction time there, really good Rumble ultimate. And look at that, when you're in the Raptor pit, there's no way to get away from Qiyana ultimate. I mean, people looked at it initially and they're like, oh, the explosion's not that long. Maybe Crown here is under attack though. Let's pause the moment.
Damonte low. Lira looking to try and find the execute. Vulcan with the binding, but stasis up by Crown. They'll keep it going though, and Damonte able to find the execute. That's kill number 2.
Vulcan comes over to add his power with the roam. Lira plus Vulcan attacking mid lane. They take down Crown. They get the flash. These are back-to-back big plays for Clutch Gaming. They're slightly ahead in gold now, despite giving up that first blood on the top half of the map.
And Ghostblade done there for Damonte in mid. Essence Reaver done for Cody there in bottom lane, actually going that first here, so maybe more of a crit-focused Lucian build.
This is going to be a pretty fun one, Pastry. Already 2 kills over to the Qiyana. This is funding the lethality build very quickly, and that stacks up. There's so many members liable to get bursted down from 100 to 0. If you're even halfway close to a wall, the Qiyana ultimate has a very good knockback range. See if he can get anyone.
Meteos is out of there. That Q just barely missing, actually. Meteos able to close the gap, but Damonte's still in. Huni again able to find the ultimate. That's going to force Meteos to burn the summoner. Damonte just dashes back over the wall. Clutch still here and looking strong.
Should be able to start this up as well. Ward goes down. OpTic pushing mid lane. So OpTic are trying to get those minions mid lane in answer here. Twisted Fate ultimate used as well for vision.
Got to be careful fighting Qiyana in the river, especially in either the Rift Herald or Drake bit. But for now, Clutch actually forced to back away. Dhokla burn the ulti for a bit of vision. There's also a crab up blocking some of these potential skill shots. And the Rift Herald battle is going. Clutch TP in. Crown maybe going to make the play. Herald over to Lira, managed to find the smite.
Can he get...
All right, so binding into Culling, does find the Devour for big, and kind of the stand-up for Herald goes to Clutch, and everybody else walks away.
Actually a pretty funny interaction there. And in the end, Lira does pick it up, gets the recall off. It's a full reset. OpTic will take the Constellation prize, though. Meteos, Arrow, Big, all heading over to the Mountain Drake. Will they be able to finish it up before the rest of Clutch arrive? Vulcan will try his hand at the snipe.
Lira's here actually in time to try and steal if he wants to.
Control Ward's in the back there, so Clutch Gaming do have vision.
Again, they keep fighting. Damonte back to the river with the ice element ready. Lira goes in, he steals the Drake. And they might just keep going for the fight. Flash there from Huni into the slow from the Electro Harpoon, and Arrow going to force the heal to try and get his way out of there. Damonte zooms in, finds the wraparound ulti. What a stun onto Arrow on the other side. And now Big force back under the turret as well.
Oh, that was actually sick, and they're not done.
Huni still going, finds a flame spit of damage. Not quite enough. Huni will pay the price. But Crown into stasis, knocked up by Lira, devoured by Big, and now he's into stasis. But Vulcan times the binding well, and Lira finishes off the kill.
Oh, Damonte's getting a plate during all the action, pushing up the mid wave, but the extra kill does, in the end, go over. Clutch Gaming racking up the money here. Meteos doesn't want to go in, risk his life to stop that Rift Herald. In any case, Clutch will get this tower. Topside is the one thing here for OpTic. They do have Dhokla up there. He'll be able to finish up that top turret. But mid has been taken down, and so is bottom in the favor of Clutch.
So all the pressure that the bot lane builds up gives Cody room to finish off the tower. Dhokla does get the trade, but first turret gold and plates over to Clutch as we'll watch this play again.
All right, let's take a look here, because this is going to be Lira going in. Smite test number 2. He passes with flying colors. Meteos slides on the way out. Actually, yeah, we can't really trust the cooldown timers on those ones, but in the end, this is the cool part. Damonte into the wall, uses the ultimate over around to be able to get the Sivir as well. since the entire wall is going to explode. And then Huni wants to continue this. He's going straight for Big. Tags him with the end of the equalizer. That's not going to be enough as Crown pushes him under the turret. However, Big comes out to save Crown. And then the shots go through. Binding lands. Lira's able to add the extra damage. And we're back out to live.
Counter push though here from OpTic. May yield them another turret. Actually a pretty quick equalizer of the structures as Huni uses his ulti to burn down the wave, but can't quite grab them all. There were a few too many. Looks like Arrow and Big will be able to finish off this turret in short time. Qiyana though trading there for Damonte on the top half of the map, so Clutch continue to apply that pressure, and they're up about 2,000 gold, looking not to slow things down too much here.
Yeah, they've got full control here. Look how deep these wards are that they're able to get into OpTic's territory. Biggest strength there for Qiyana is going to be controlling all of these neutral objectives. You love getting an early lead on Qiyana because not only can you get this deep vision in the jungle since you're so dangerous there with all the walls wrapping around, but the Infernal Drake coming up next is a really good sign for Clutch Gaming, trying to continue to snowball this. That is a further damage amp, not only for the AD Assassin, but literally every single champion on this team. These are all offensive builds. These are all champions that will get huge rewards out of the AD and AP amp of an Infernal Drake. So it's perfect fuel to the Clutch Gaming fire. OpTic have to be fairly worried about contesting it as well. The biggest thing is, whenever you walk into the river versus Qiyana, you know, the ultimate not only does explode around walls, but she can explode water for some reason. And you have to be really worried about everyone getting caught in that.
All right, well, Cody also is maybe not so quietly crept up alongside Vulcan to a very significant lead of his own. It does seem like he's going for more Reaver into perhaps IE, so again, wanting to be a bit more of the insurance policy, even on the Lucian, could not commit to something like Blade of the Ruined King, Black Cleaver. It's still Cody Sun after all.
It definitely is. Going for the high DPS Lucian, crit build coming through. You still have low range, so it's a fairly risky playstyle still, but with this Clutch Gaming lineup, they're all low range, high damage champions, save for the Lux, so everybody will have the same game plan. It's kind of what you alluded to earlier, Patient Time, with everybody punching their ticket here to the offensive style, everybody buying in and having alignment around this aggressive look for Clutch.
And Leandry's plus hook shoes there for Huni. Double lethality now as Damonte has finished up his Duskblade. And Cody just looking good in general with the early Reaper means that this Drake up in 40 seconds is all Clutch Gaming's for the taking.
Yeah, we got plenty of stopwatches too. There is one on the side of Clutch for Qiyana, so Damonte with all the damage is going to have an opportunity to make a really big play, then stopwatch, but also there are 3 on the side of OpTic. Dhokla, Meteos, and Crown all will have stasis for this team fight. Here we go!
Watch Damonte on the side here again. They're trying to find the flank, but a good engage there by OpTic. Does get the shutdown onto Cody still to bring in his blade of talent. Finds a massive around the bush there in mid. Dhokla gonna get burnt down. Crown almost sniped off by Vulcan, and they may have got Cody, but it cost them everything.
Yep, Crown. Can he get his way out? 3v1! Kaboom!
Damonte gonna push the wave. The rest of Clutch will go to the Drake, and OpTic, they found their one pick. But it doesn't seem worth it. Big, I think, the only survivor, as they'll lose objectives as well.
All right, take another look. OpTic. They pop the speed. Dhokla flashes in, gold card, and Cody Sun is gone. However, immediately afterwards, Damonte slips in and seemingly annihilates Arrow all by himself, then stuns up literally every single surviving member of OpTic with that ultimate. This small pathway through the jungle, he's able to line it up and cause absolute destruction here. Then Crown, nowhere to go, tries to fight his way out, but isn't able to get anything done for himself. And the Infernal Drake was picked up in the aftermath while we were in that replay. So it's going to be Clutch Gaming full steam ahead.
Yep, 3,000 gold ahead now, plus those 3 Elemental Drakes as Clutch continue to put their foot on the gas. There is a Baron up in 30 seconds, so Clutch can start to play around the other side of the map for the objective there as well. But opening up the outer ring, just wanting to get those minions and vision pushed deeper into OpTic's territory. As OpTic just sticking around mid, trying to open up a little more of the map for themselves. Culling, after binding though onto Meteos, forces him to flag and drag away. And Damonte just finding himself into a side lane and can't really 1v1 Qiyana at this point, especially given how much control Clutch have. So kind of 3-lane pressure, everything going Clutch's way after this early game.
Yeah, let's see if they can move in now. Red buff is up. I feel like you should contest all jungle objectives when you have this sort of lead with the Qiyana. Meteos is trying to take it away, though, before they can get there. The wards have been cleared out. He's getting a little antsy around it, but they get it and they hand it over to Arrow. That is definitely a positive here for OpTic, getting this one off the table. Lira lying in wait, though.
Not enough vision to maybe feel confident there. But Damonte also just hiding in a bit of brush, but we'll back away and clear out the rest of this wave. This Clutch just continue to try and apply as much pressure as they can topside. Dhokla, I guess for the OpTic side, is starting to kind of get to the point where he can maybe split push here. He's in a long lane in bottom half. He does have Trinity Force and the Rapid Fire Cannon already done. So with free time, he will do a great job at knocking down these structures. But I think Huni, more than enough of a challenge if it's just a 1v1. And again, OpTic don't have really anything else under control but whatever lane the TF is in.
Yeah, teleport's available for both Huni and Dhokla as well on the bottom side. So if any of these vision wars here up around Baron do spark a confrontation, they will be able to join. Azir here for Crown, trying to hold the mid wave. Can't put up the turret, but gets hit with the binding.
Nice bind. Crown also zips away from the culling, but 2 ultis and a lot of poke onto the Azir. See how aggressive Clutch want to be in the left-hand side of the map. Continuing to move through and try and sweep out that vision. Damonte will take down that control ward next to the red buff. There is one next to the Raptors that we can see, but not able to push in quite that far just yet. Also money to spend. Ooh. Destiny will reveal the 2, but they will get recall off in time. And Cody did have enough dosh to grab the IE, which he has now finished.
And they're taking this opportunity because they use Twisted Fate ultimate. They know nobody's around here to punish, and they can slip in, take out that important control ward inside the Baron. It's very critical for OpTic to keep this vision up. It's a double Mountain Drake side of Clutch Gaming, so even though they don't have a tank for Baron, they have so much damage that if you leave it unattended, they will be able to burst it down without having to worry too much about sustaining damage from it and tanking. And Lyra's now starting to get some armor, so it might be an option.
Damonte going in, but Big and Crown already there. Damonte forced to flash away. He'll zip back, he'll get the root, he'll find the ulti and get the double stun, but the stasis only going to keep him alive for so long as Crown does find the shutdown. Now Huni over the top, there's the equalizer. Huni flashing in. We're going to try and take down Big. He does burn him down, and the rest of Clutch collapse. Cody shoots down Crown. Dhokla going to be left for dead as he does find the gold card. The wild card's in, but not enough to get the kills. Cody nabs the double.
Well, that is definitely going to be a Baron. Double Mountain Drakes over here for Clutch Gaming. They get 4 members of OpTic in that team fight, and Baron will be their reward.
Clear out the vision. Meteos not up for 5 more seconds, and Arrow not in the area to try and steal, so Clutch continue to grow their lead and take down Baron number 1.
Control of the jungle pays off. They're lying in wait for Meteos. So on the right side of your screen, Meteos in a 3v1, he goes down. Left side of your screen, Damonte in a 2v1, he goes down. But he did significant damage to Big and took down the Grey Health. So when Huni arrives, he can focus on the Azir, force out the Devour, then get the kill onto Big. And with the shield there from Vulcan, Lux lands both parts of it on Huni, allowing him to stick around with just a sliver of HP to survive, stick around for the Baron.
And Damonte even going to grab the extra Dirk there. Looks like maybe Edge of Night actually going to be the item. Kind of see Black Cleaver, GA. Edge of Night is kind of your options after your first lethality items, but Damonte is all about getting these kills. Going for maximum assassination right now. Forward stuff done for Huni, so he's doing even more damage with that ultimate. And with the Baron, Clutch able to easily siege down a few more turrets, up about 6,000 gold. Trying to extend their lead as long as they can possibly make it.
Yeah, I think they need to make the most of this Baron. It's very critical to push ahead when you are a shorter range team like this with the early lead that you cannot give up. You're facing an Azir Sivir scaling squad, so you need to keep taking towers. Don't take time off for this dragon. A lot of teams would be baited in to going and getting the free Mountain Drake right there, but you need to use every second of the Baron to take down OpTic's defenses. All that really matters is this Clutch Gaming taking down the inhibitor turrets. If they can do that, then you get to effectively use the rest of your team comp. and you can get inside to actually win the game.
Of note, Damonte did not get Baron buff because he was dead after they picked it up. So not able to apply it to this top wave that he has been pushing out, but still clutch enough room to take down the tier 2 there in that lane. You need to keep applying that pressure. There are only 90 seconds left to try and get one of these inhibitor turrets, and they are taking a quick reset now.
Yeah, I mean, even though they do have a nice 6,000 gold lead, I would like to see them try and at least get significant damage on one of these inhibitor turrets. Looks like they are just going to back off for the Mountain Drake, though, and be content to control the majority of the map. Baron buff, last minute. See if they can actually make it work. I don't think they're going to get in place for too much of the damage. One more minion wave after the current one does arrive at turrets.
I mean, I think just leaning on how strong and how much of a foothold they have on this map, we've talked for years about how good Rumble ulti is at objectives. Clutch may well have drafted the two best ultimates at trying to take down something in a pit. Both Qiyana and Rumble add significant damage, pressure, and overall control when you're fighting in the river especially. So I think Clutch taking slowing them things down just a little bit here. This Baron is enough to at least get the third tier 2 turret, excuse me, 6th overall. So Clutch kind of got everything they expected to get out of this Baron. We'll see if they push in for a little bit more here. Nice ulti there by Huni, actually going to be comboed in by Vulcan, calling down for Cody as well, and that might be enough space to knock down this turret, but OpTic's still somewhat healthy.
Yeah, OpTic's main goal is keep their inhibitor turrets up. If they can buy time for Sivir and Azir to farm, then they can hold hope. Clutch Gaming, Baron does time out.
Not as many angles here for the rest of these ultis. Equalizes down. Although they are still pushing in. Ghostblade popped by Damonte. But OpTic, pretty good wave clear between the TF, the Azir, and the Sivir. So tough without Baron for Clutch to really crack that turret. So I think they'll realize the same thing and just back off. Go spend their gold and set up for this next Baron. That really is the next big objective for Clutch Gaming.
I think that's decent for OpTic, buying themselves another 2 minutes till the Baron spawns. So I think they can just funnel as much... Oh, we missed the cannon there. You want to funnel as much money as possible onto this Sivir and Azir right now, because you only have until the Baron spawns before Clutch are going to make their next move. Actually, they're making it now!
Yeah, Cody overstayed his welcome and will be shut down by Dhokla for it.
That's why we're cautioning against taking a slower approach in this situation. Clutch Gaming will get outscaled if the game goes too long. And OpTic here gets some money back for themselves, picking off Cody Sun, buying some time to also set up possible vision leading up to the Baron, maybe making it a little bit less dangerous for themselves.
I mean, don't have to be left alone for long to kill Baron. They have triple Mountain and an Infernal Drake. Yeah. So objectives, once they can get their little bit of free time, will absolutely evaporate. But OpTic is starting to build up strength. We have Crown with 3 items, Arrow on the precipice of finishing his 3rd, and Dhokla already has 3 done. Time may be running out here for Clutch. TP in though from Cody, I believe. Huni with the ulti. They're going to commit. Damonte with a big flank. Going to try and make it happen against the wall. Needs to find the angle. Finds the ulti. No, that's just Huni. Excuse me, Huni flashing in. Going to force Dhokla's flash. Clutch still chasing, but they haven't got a kill just yet. Big barely lives that execute damage.
Yeah, that's why Damonte's going for all the lethality items. Big, big damage coming from the Qiyana. No kills, and OpTic still surviving. Now, Clutch Gaming, they have such a big lead right now. This Baron should be theirs. You know, 3 mountains, plenty of damage to work with. So, should be able to pick that one up and then march in to finish the job. They don't want to let OpTic get to a 50-minute game. It's definitely a long road ahead of OpTic, but Clutch Gaming might try and catch them if they check.
There's the ulti. They need to get the TF ult down. But again, looking for the snipe is Vulcan. Huni's ult not quite back off cooldown. Damonte has his. Cody as well for a bit of extra poke. Meteos is back away, so they are going to spring the trap on the Baron.
There they go.
Oh my god, it does so quickly.
All right, what are OpTic trying to get? Are they actually trying to get that turret in mid? I don't know if they have time. Crown's almost committed for it. It does go down to the minions, and they want to slink away with their prize really quickly. OpTic now just want to reset, get back inside their defenses, Another Infernal Drake spawning is great news for Clutch Gaming. Adding some more firepower here to finish out the game. And see if they can use this Baron buff, number 2, to actually break the base.
And for an update on Damonte, it is maximum armor shred today. Last Whisper is item number 4, so really just trying to destroy the health bars as quick as he possibly can. 30 seconds till the Infernal you mentioned is up and available. We'll see if Clutch do grab it before committing to the Siege, or if they just maximize their time with the Baron buff.
Red buff definitely should be given up there by OpTic. You do not want to fight this team in the jungle. Obviously, Qiyana's kit is built around it, but Rumble makes it very easy for Huni to land equalizers as well. So jungle is the most dangerous territory, and OpTic should only be defending their turrets. Number 1 mode right now is defense. They're trying to wave clear with the Azir, with the Sivir. Here comes Clutch, though, right up to the turret. 50% HP left on it.
I like this trade, though, from Clutch. Lira saying, you know what, let me just get the push in. If he's tying up Crown,
they're going for it.
Kind of the big damage dealer here on OpTic. That's great news for Clutch. They will break the top inhib turret. This inhib will likely fall after as well. Cody sticks around for the last few shots and does double tap the structure down. And now the rest of Clutch swing back around mid. Lira already had the wave prepared earlier. Huni with a big ulti. Meteos going to try and trap him in the cage. Vulcan with an ulti doesn't quite find the execute, but Arrow getting shut down. No, he actually shuts down Huni and barely escapes the culling, but Damonte finds the wraparound stun, nails Dhokla and finds the assassination, and that's enough strength for Clutch to keep on trucking.
Yeah, that should be it. Clutch Gaming takedown inhibitor number 2. They're transitioning to bottom side. There's no minion, so they're slowly taking down the turret, and Crown chases them out, but they've got Baron to buff up these minions. Minute and a half left on that. They can keep up the pressure.
Oh, what a binding by Vulcan, but Crown goes in for the play. Now stuck in the front side of the rest of Clutch with big fight to devour. Damonte, though, says absolutely not. Assassinates big. Cody slays Crown, and Arrow is trying to fight his way up, but he can only stop watch and watch the rest of his health disappear as Damonte finds a double. Clutch break through the bottom half of the map, and looks like they'll find victory here versus OpTic. It's only Meteos to watch the fireworks sparkle around the Nexus. They'll take the last inhib just in case. Huni will TP back in to try and finish it off, and Dhokla on the respawn maybe can buy enough time. But Meteos burning low, the first Nexus turret dies. The second one will fall, and Dhokla will just watch it all happen. Equalizer down, next kill through, and that Nexus exposes. Clutch will pick up the victory over OpTic.